And a very warm welcome indeed to you all. Thrilled to have you join us for today's Match of the Round broadcast, brought to you from Max McMahon Oval, the much improved Max McMahon Oval, home of the mighty Maitland Saints, and the venue for which the Terrigal Avocas will come to try and steal their glory in the second part of round 3 for the 2026 season of the Black Diamond Cup Men's Division. And if you have a look at the screen, the tail of the tape, as we see our very fit-looking fellows there representing their particular sides, we have 2026 with the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, reigning premiers, only one win so far, but 2-0 for the Maitland Saints, showing a much improved start to the season for them. 196 points for the Saints, where 121 for the Panthers. Third on the ladder are the Saints, fifth for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, and one would say both of those an uncustomary position for them, and no doubt they'll be looking to improve it again still. 22 points last time they met by the Maitland Saints. They were comprehensively beaten by 68 points. But today could be a very different tale. Big things to note. Rylan Hoffman, the offloader for the Maitland Saints, he's kicked a bag already this year and is third on the goal-kicking tally, not available today. So the Maitland Saints will have to find another major avenue to goal. We would like to say, without further ado,
we've still got a minute because they've got to make their way down the ground yet. Give it a second. But predictions, we got predictions. And listen, no Hoffman, and you think that's a pretty big advantage. You've tipped the Panthers by 28.
Massive advantage. I'm finding, Shane, the games we've seen so far this year, the key forward, the performing key forward has been critical to the prospects of any of the winning sides so far this year that we've seen and information I get from around the ground. So I believe that's going to be the telling tale, and that's good news for the Saints, believe it or not, because Hoff will be back for the rest of the year, and that will improve the Saints all round. But right now, I think it's so worthwhile, very worthy for us to draw our attentions to this wonderful group walking out into the ground right now. And the one in particular holding the ball in centre stage is one Mr. Daryl Luck. Notable because today will be his 550th attendance of a senior match in our local region.
Unbelievable.
He's a wonderful serviceman of the game. He's been a terrific contributor for as far back as I can remember, a career spanning decades, and he is still amongst the finest in the team of green. He leads our umpires now, passing his infinite wealth of wisdom on to them, and I think as a show of just how much respect he has amongst his own group. Have a look at his reaction.
Yeah.
As he wants to kick a ball. He's forgetting he's an umpire. He wants to go and play right now. But I believe they have got a little surprise for Mr. Daryl Luck. You're in luck, Daryl, they say, as the captains from the respective sides make their way to the ground. Now, I believe, isn't there a little surprise?
There is supposed to be a little surprise in there.
Where is it?
I'm not sure. We might see that in a second. But 550 games, and absolutely outstanding achievement from Daryl.
I hope I speak on behalf of the entire football community, and I'm certain I do. Daryl, thank you for your service. You are more appreciated than you probably felt at times out there, I imagine, in your decades-long career. But right now, mate, you're amongst the most respected and well-loved people in the entire footy community.
It doesn't happen with the umpires, but it should. He should have been running through a banner. I would have loved to have seen him run through a big 550. He deserves it.
Yeah, well, there's always...
And there's the cake there, too. Look at that. There it is, with the 550 on it as well.
I would have
there
liked
it is.
I wish it was green. They should have green icing on that. Green icing with a
there
big whistle.
There he is with the 550 cake.
You know what? If anyone thought that was his age, they'd be like, how do you do it, Daryl? How do you do it? 555 and going strong.
Oh, he's getting a bit of a song too, I think.
Mate, congratulations. What song would they be singing?
I don't know. Happy 550 to you.
Yeah.
Happy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I reckon. Rolling. Congratulations, Daryl. This is great. Good to see.
It is, isn't it?
You know what? If anyone didn't know this, you can see umpires are human beings as well. And they're getting to see it front hand right there. That's great. That would mean a hell of a lot to Daryl, I'm sure. And I look forward to seeing the players get right around him at the end of the game. And he'll have another wonderful call. There's no doubt about that. He always does. He's still one of the finest. His performances are still superb. And it's always, I think the players themselves are always pleased when they see that Daryl's taking the field. They know they're going to get it as well balanced and accurate as they possibly can. So, you don't get to 555 if you're not getting an awful lot right. So with that said, returning your attentions back to the screen, around the league, this is actually a split round. Round 3 was divided between the Anzac Day clashes last week, one of which Killarney Vale conquered the entrance Baddo Bay in convincing style, 143-36, and our traditional Anzac Day Warners Bay versus Cardiff, 99-45 at Fayen Oval. So a couple of comfortable wins there, but it was great to get a full package of Anzac Day rounds on both the Central Coast and in the Newcastle region. 2 games being played today, the other one being Nelson Bay versus Wyong Lakes. Wyong Lakes will be hoping they can do well against their fellow newcomers to the league. Of course, Nelson Bay making a successful transition into Black Diamond Cup last season and played finals indeed. And the Wyong Lakes joining the top tier division this year. So far, yet to have a win. So that'll be an interesting contest up there, and we'll bring you some score updates as we go. But for today, right here, Shane Darwin, it's the Terrigal Avoca Panthers versus the Maitland Saints. This will be a great game. Maitland will be absolutely itching. Today will be one of those days where they will feel they have got a genuine chance against last year's premiers, and they will go all out. Some stars to keep your eyes on. The midfield of the Maitland Saints are something to glow over, with Zach Stewart and Riley Newstead, the captain there, will be absolute performers. Adam Miller and his new co-captain with Jack Grimm and Lee, Ethan Williams, will be absolute highlights for the Panthers amongst others. But we are underway, and the first kick of the game, one of those namesakes, Riley Newstead, the captain of the Maitland Saints, puts it deep into scoring territory for the Saints, and they're still going for goal. This could be the first goal of the game to the home team. Absolutely massive. This is a great start and exactly what the Maitland Saints will be looking for. And that was an excellent work, finished off there by Oliver Palmer. And he's some tall timber down forward for them. And Zach Stewart mentioned him last night in our chat. But that was a tremendous start. Charlie Walker chiming in there too with the assist. He's a fan favourite here in the commentary box. And that is exactly what the Maitland Saints wanted.
Is it ever? A goal in under a minute.
Expect to see them play with an air of confidence, with an air of belief, something that has been sort of thwarted from the mid-season in recent years. The Panthers, they will have to be at their best to match that today, there's no doubt. But they are the reigning premiers, and we will expect them to do that. Just Sam Ellis, a returning premiership player, back to the fold. Hand pass out there. They are absolutely swamped by the Saints at the moment. And that's kick there. That was Billings on this occasion. Gets it inside for the Panthers. Burns tries to get a looping hand pass over the top. The Cookie Monster chimes in early for the first goal of the Panthers. Outstanding work. And I've earmarked Noah Cookman as one of the ones to watch for the Panthers. I thought he was a little quiet in round 1, but he has turned around and opened up the account for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. So a goal apiece early on, Shane Darwin, and I would suggest...
It's in shootout territory.
It certainly is. And I would suggest that's an indicator of what we might see for the day. Some great work indeed by both sides. And Noah Cookman opening up his account for the day, and he is a very capable goal kicker indeed. And at the other end, Oliver Palmer, I think it is, a new face to the Maitland Saints lineup, and one of quite a few looking at the list, as Ethan Williams gets the clearance kick. Outstanding footballer, and there's Noah Cookman with another mark. I get that feeling Cookie Monster might be in for a big one. I like the way he goes about it. Very plucky player, plays with a lot of positivity and vibrance. Maitland Saints defence. Clear the ball on this occasion through the efforts of Dan Wellborn. He's a defender to keep an eye on. Dan Wellborn, an absolute asset in the Maitland Saints. That's held without the ball there, so a free kick will be coming. A little enthusiastic by the Terrigal Panthers defence. Long surging kick, good clearance kick there. They're getting swamped there. Billings has got 3 sets of arms around him, will not let him move at all. And this is a renewed enthusiasm we're seeing from the Maitland Saints. We can expect a good contest here. Always had a great running division, the Maitland Saints, and today it'll be put on show. Newstead gets hold of that, looking further afield, and they've kept a series of hand passes. have kept the ball going forward. There's Walker again. He'll be in for a big day today, no doubt. Takes a lot of responsibility on for this side, does Walker. Kick across the face by the Panthers. They're still under pressure. Good tackle there by the Maitland Saints. They've set themselves up another opportunity. Kick towards goal is offline. Probably had a little bit more time then, I think. And the kick taken by, I don't have a 25 on my list, so we're going to have to get an updated list here, because leaving a little bit to be desired, the managers of the Cup team so far. They were put on show by the reserve grade.
Oh, were they ever? The reserve grade. Both teams.
Absolute hats off. So I hope that message gets out. There he is, Zach Stewart. Straight through it, Stewart. He'll get a free kick there. Ducked that tackle. Arm slipped over the top of his head. This man, I believe, is the best clearance player in the competition, Shane. He is an absolute weapon getting the ball out of the middle. And you'll see him send a lot of ball into the forward line. As Newstead picks up, has a shot on goal, and he kicks through. Riley Newstead, he is getting better with every year that goes by. He's the captain of the side, and rightly so too. But I was so impressed with this season last year. And if he continues that meteoric rise, he will be a handful for everyone they come up against in the competition this year. Now, last night I had a chat with Adam Miller and Zach Stewart. Adam Miller, of course, the Panthers ruckman, and Zach Stewart, two perpetual representative players in the modern game here in the local region. A little quiz to see who would get the commentary bias today.
Yeah, right.
Resulted in a dead draw. So any bias you hear, folks, will be genuinely on the terms of the performance that's been given out there. And so far, very even, as Stewart keeps a low one like a bullet, looking for his teammate and Richie. They've got hold of it. Stewart follows it up beautifully. He is hardened, and expect a contest between those two. Jack Grimmonlee and Zach Stewart. Let me give you a little bit of a history on them. They are both the products of two very fine former players in Ben Stewart and Dave Grimmond. Outstanding players and legends in their respective clubs, and their sons are carrying the torch for them, and very similar players. They'll have a wonderful contest today. There's no doubt about that.
They might both be named Wednesday night in the rep team too, with any luck.
I'd have no doubt about that. They'll both be in it for sure. Played 2 rep carnivals in a row. As Burns pounces on a loose ball, and he finds a teammate with ease there. Ethan Hay, known as Hazy, gets it back to Burns. Burns has a shot from outside. Geez, that was close. Ethan Hay, very vocal player on the track. I've heard new face to the Terrigal Avoca lineup, but a welcome addition. A vibrant player with lots of positive talk out there, and that looks like it's echoed in his hairstyle too, so we love that. So the first behind score at the moment, 2-1 to Maitland, 13, 1-1 to Terrigal. As Adam Miller bursts through the pack there, which is customary for him, he looks to send one over the high school fence. Offline.
Did go over it almost went over the ground fence, but it was too far to the left of the posts.
Well, expect Adam Miller to kick a ball, if he gets a shot on goal, to kick a ball onto the road, because I've got a killer python on it as a wager if he can do it. There's a new catch net down that road end for the Maitland Saints as part of the brand new facilities they have here. Trying to get up high, unrealistic attempt by Hay, but the umpire says that's fair. Burns puts the ball up and just places it perfectly to the advantage of his teammate, and that to be Sam Ellis there, who does know how to get a goal. Has kicked quite a few of them in the years. He's a multi-premiership winning player for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. Thought retired, but coaxed out of retirement by the lure of more success. And he's put that one across the face a little. So obviously,
there's another whistle.
That was obviously a result of a bit of time out of the game, I imagine, Sam Ellis. So expect that radar of his to be calibrated in due course.
There was another whistle. Darryl's doing a bit of pointing out there. I'm not sure.
I think he needs another piece of cake.
They did wave a point, so we've put the point up. Maybe he's just pointing to that cake and saying, hey,
can I have another cake?
Don't you buggers take this while I'm
wrap
out
it
on
up.
the ground.
That's what that hand signal was, Shane. He was holding up saying, there's that much left. I know it, so don't.
Although if someone does happen to sneak a little bit up to the broadcast area, let us know. I'm keen for a slice.
Well, I know Daryl well, and I know he wouldn't mind for me and you to share in a little piece of that cake. So, well done. Having a good day out there again, Daryl. And the right man to be handling this particular match. So 2-1 plays 1-2. Great contest so far. This is what we want our Black Diamond matches to look like right at the start. As the contest goes, high ball punched in the air. No one gets clean attachment to it. And coming through, it's Huey Matheson, number 25.
It is, yes, yep. Got the call up from the second div to the first today.
Well, let's just let Hugh know that he's not updated in the Play HQ, but I'm sure it will be now. We'll put number 25 next to Hugh, and who's had a large part to do with the construction of new facilities here. Wonderful job. If he plays as well as they've done the construction here, then they're going to be well served by Mr. Matheson. But a free kick on this occasion going to the Panthers, and they quickly play on. Chris Bishop back into the side. We thought he was all but an echo of the bygone era of success for the Panthers, but look at that vintage. Absolutely puts it in exactly where the Big Red wanted it. Alec Walters, he has kicked bags before, had a breakout season last year, and an appropriate foil to Harrison Pitt. We haven't seen Pitty step up yet, but Alex Walters, his first shot on goal, and he's pulled that to the near side. Distance wasn't a problem at all. It feels like the wind's abated a little bit, so I don't think it's going to have as much input as it did in the women's game, but they'll still want to make the most of what they do have in their favour. So Ellis now brings the ball in, looking for his teammate. It was probably a risky kick, all things considered. And now the Panthers are going to pounce on that. They've got hold of it. It's a Scrooge over that far side. A little chip kick up high. Billins got underneath it. He couldn't take a mark. Hand pass out wide now. Maitland managed to get it out of their defence with relative ease. Pankhurst, good mark, stretching for it, but he knows how to grab him out of the sky, this man. Looks inboard, and he's got a teammate. Pinpoint accuracy. And he hits that target easily. That was Hayden there, who wheels around on a massive right boot. Sends it long, but Panthers are ready. They swamp on it. Kick down the line on the wing. Can't find a target and has run over the boundary line in the end. That was Nowicki who sent it over. And we'll have a throw in. So they look vastly improved, the Maitland Saints.
They're looking good.
I've got to say, they look comfortable out there in this level of contest right now.
We said last year that they were going to, with the new coach, it was going to take them a good season to get their game plan in, and we saw that towards the end of last year. They just started to gel, and this year it's just taken it up another level. Well,
there's one of my favourites there, Harry Cornford. He didn't quite get hold of it, but expect him to have an influence today. But the Panthers have got hold of it, and they've chipped it out. It's now in the hands of Cookman. He finds Bishop. Bishop will control that area of the ground. Make no mistake. He won't cover a lot of the ground, but when the ball comes through there, he will be orchestrating it. There's no doubt about that. And now Pitt wheels around, left boot, sends it across the face. So Harrison Pitt chimes in with his first touch of the day. Expect that not to be his last. It's now to bounce on the full. And that's probably a good testament to some really close checking and able pressure by the Saints so far. So Ellis brings it in. High contest. Pankhurst puts his arms up high, outreaches Ellis on that occasion, and Williams just bursts through the pack, finds Grimm and Lee. This is a great build-up. Tristan Carter, he's caught. Just thought he could have got around there. That was an excellent tackle, incidentally. The tackle by McCormick, not to be underestimated. And they're off again, the Saints, and they didn't waste any time moving on. This is particularly exciting. I'll explain why. The movement of the ball by the Saints is particularly exciting. They kick inboard. They find a target too. Off and racing now, the Panthers. In the middle now, Bishop's got it. Sends a spiral into the forward line, and it's perfectly placed. He's still got the sublime skills that we've expected, and he's had an impact already, Bishop. I reckon right about now he'd be feeling like, I could have played in the grand final last year. I could have played. And by half-time, you might be questioning that. Maybe not.
Well, he has been playing in the plate, I think, hasn't he? So
he's been having a few games, yes.
Fit-ish.
Yes, he's still very, very capable. There's no doubt about that. As Sam Ellis has a second shot on goal. This time calibrates the radar and he sends it straight through in a kick that tickled the thermals. Outstanding work. And the Panthers level up 2-3-15. They now lead the Maitland Saints 2-1-13. An intriguing contest indeed. Let's hope this standard continues for the rest of the day. This is Black Diamond footy, how we love it. So, Shane, I mentioned before, it's exciting. The movement of the ball that the Maitland Saints are doing now is exciting. And I say that because they've been doing this for about 3 seasons. Very fast, pulling the trigger almost immediately and trying to get it into their forward line. They just lacked, I guess, the finish and the cattle to be able to make it an effective style of football. It's exciting to watch, and it suits their midfielders beautifully as the ball goes into the forward line for the Panthers. It'll go over the boundary line, but I think a free kick may have been found beforehand, and rightly so, carried forward on that occasion. So Noah Cookman's getting the kick, is he? No, he's not. It's not Noah Cookman at all. Kick will be taken by Ruben Borg, the son of Andrew Borg, who we saw star in the Panthers reserve grade win earlier today. He's on a tight angle. He's one of 6 under-18s playing today. So terrific work for the youngster. He looks like he sat on that so neatly and just the point. Well, it wasn't far off and the technique looked good indeed.
Maybe he needed a bit of wind. It died down.
It died completely, didn't it? It sort of literally just took its breath away. So perhaps a little let off there by the Maitland Saints as that was the result of a free kick. Matheson's camping underneath it, acted as a footstool for his teammate Pankhurst. I told you just before the game, Shane, that man can fly.
Mark of the day contender.
He'll have a couple of those. He'll probably be competing against himself by the end of the day, I'd say.
Well, no DJ Stewart this year for the Saints. He was always a high flyer.
He certainly was. Now flying high elsewhere. As Burns takes the mark. The Panthers are very good over that. The 20s, 25-metre kicks, they pinpoint them beautifully, and there's another exceptional example of that. Ellis of the Hayden variety takes that mark. Sporting a slim, streamlined new haircut. Obviously getting serious in the cup side now. As he kicks long to the advantage of Pitt. He's been warned really well by Wellborn there. And we know how dangerous he is. Matheson gets himself into some good space. Slows the tempo slightly down for the Maitland Saints and looks for Stewart. Overcooks the ball a little bit and Ellis takes the mark for the Panthers behind him. Sam Ellis wheels around. Long high ball into the middle. Standing his ground beautifully there is his brother Hayden. They combined. Probably did that a few times in the backyard growing up. And now the Panthers all of a sudden starting to get a little bit of a wrangle on it. Ball now, I think that's Taj Knight with the ball. So another one of a number of under-18s in the side today. 6 have been selected according to Chris Bishop, which is both positive and probably a little nerve-wracking at the same time. But when they deliver the ball like that to you, I think it's very positive. That was just a wonderful kick, and Billings has got it now. Probably the most energetic player on the field, and mentioned by Adam Miller last night as the player who gets him most inspired in the football club. Corey Billings, well and truly a veteran now. He's been part of many campaigns over the last 20-odd years, and he just puts that across the face. So it would have been a good time for him to kick a goal. I would have sung a few praises of the man, but Corker has put that across the face. So he will berate himself for about 3 weeks over that. Such is the temper of the man. Wonderful. So now, Maitland Saints in control of the ball. And I like the way they are clinically moving their way through their defensive area. Not panicking, not rushing it, and make an absolutely fine-tuned foot skills right now. Maitland had a tendency to try this and then kick errantly and not maintain control and do sort of costly turnovers. But they look a lot more in control of it here. And the only thing that stopped them this time was the rodeo rule. So 2 Saints up there, but they've got players at the fall of the ball as well. Maintaining control. A lot more control all around the ground. All areas of their game has improved. And a free kick ensuing here. Billings pinged for holding it. Charlie Walker, as fierce a competitor as anyone out there. Yes, we're in the wrong spot here, Shane.
Well, we're in the best we can do.
We're now obstructing. It's not your... No, it's certainly not putting that on your shoulders, mate. Just a note to the people in charge of the building here, as Cookman and Pitt combined. So that would be a cooking pit, I would imagine, as Burns kicks towards goal. So Burns in a cooking pit.
Well, you certainly don't want Burns when you're cooking.
No, not in a pit. So we will have a throw in here. So intriguing ruck duel here. As no one really won that, but Maitland Saints getting their hands on it. Waiting for it is Miller, and he wants to take off. He sends one skyward. Expect rain later after that kick, folks. And getting a kick on goal there. The Panthers finish off the way they will always do when they're in that situation. And it looks like Ruben Borg has kicked that one. He has indeed. So he follows up his shot moments ago with a goal. He'd be pleased with that. Outstanding finish. Just read it better at ground level. And customary for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers to do that too. They pull them out of nowhere. Such is the work rate that they put at ground level week in, week out. So one thing you can expect with the Panthers is they will not remain shell-shocked for long if they get shell-shocked at all. If a side like Maitland shows some real up and about and takes it to them early, the Panthers will respond as immediately as it's put on them.
Yep.
And we're seeing that now. And so now the pressure on the Maitland Saints to find that next gear, or at very least sustain this effort so that they grind out what will be a purple patch for the Panthers now. So big kick, long into the forward line again for the Panthers in pressure. Cookman looked like he had front pole position. He keeps at it. They're doing very well, the Maitland Saints, but Cookman emerges. He puts one up across the face. So they just keep going at it, don't they? They're tenacious in that situation. But that's going to be a great duel there. That small forward, small defender duel is going to be something well worth paying attention to.
Well, and Terrigal Avoca, their scores haven't been Pitt influenced so far, really, have they?
And the kick back towards the goal there. No mark taken. Brought to ground. Maitland Saints certainly holding their own here. That's a great tackle. That should be a free kick, and it is. Yeah, they've really stepped up a level now, Maitland Saints. They know that they've got something to offer this year, and they're playing with that kind of level of confidence in this first quarter. It's really pleasing to see how they've opened the account today. There was some good physical body work under the ball there, but free kick's been found by the umpire. That would be a little too much. So that's Taj Knight with the ball. He sends it right to that hot spot, looking for Pitt or Walters. He doesn't care. Pitt gets it. He goes on goal, but he's affected as he kicks it. And this is great signs by Maitland Saints. If they can just resist this surge by the Panthers, they'll be able to swing the momentum back their way before too long. It looks like Bailey Ritchie's got the job on Noah Cookman. So expect that to be a really good contest. He'll watch him like an absolute hawk, Ritchie. Ball now on the wing. Flurry of play. Little chip kick, not to anyone in particular, but it looks to me like McCormick's the one who arrives first. Umpire finds a free kick. Not sure what for. What did you see there, Shane?
Yeah, it was incorrect disposal. He tried to get the foot on it, but it didn't connect.
Didn't connect. Billings having a real impact here. Kicks him board, finds Hayden Ellis. He's got a launching kick and uses it to good effect. But front spot there, that was Dan Wellborn in front. Copped one in the back there. He looks like he's handling it, but the Panthers, in the meantime, have a shot on goal. And an outside check side goes inside. And I think that was a definite blindside for the Maitland Saints. They weren't expecting that. And their surge continues, the Panthers. If anyone who's watched them with any kind of interest from a third-party perspective, as I have over the years, will know that this is a very customary process for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. It was taken up to them early. They respond immediately with a surge like this, which at times can really deflate the confidence of their opponents, and they can find themselves running away with it. I don't think that's the side of Maitland these days. I think they will resist this surge and come back with one of their own before too long, even if it's in the next quarter that we see, because they're a rejuvenated side, and it will come from this man here, Zach Stewart. That wasn't Zach Stewart that went down, was it?
It could well be, actually. I think you're right.
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm gonna take the rest of the afternoon off if that's Zach Stewart and he's hurt, because that's not fair. We'll keep an eye on that, but play will resume. Of course, we don't wish that on anybody, and as Harry Cornford kicks further afield, he finds his teammate. We don't wish it on anybody, but he's such a requirement for the Saints, and they kick inside their 50. Good marking contest. No one takes it on this occasion. Sounds like the umpire's found a free kick, though, and it looks like it's going to Chris Bishop, is it?
It does, yep.
So Chris Bishop playing deep defence.
And Stewart is up and about again now. He's a bit ginger, but he is standing up.
Oh, so is it the back of his head? He'll be fine then. He is a tough customer. He will shake that off. So that's great news. I'd say a sigh of relief for you and for the audience too, because I was about to go home, Shane. I mean it. I was going to spit my dummy. I said, if the footy gods steal me that one, I won't be pleased. They haven't, and play resumes. Great contest there. And Knight at the fall of it, where all good Rovers should be. Carter this time does punch through traffic. Hand passes back to Knight. Onto Pitt. Pitt lines up. He straightens. Kicks long. He got this one, but a hand on it by Wellborn at the last minute. No! Well, good reason to argue the point, but the umpires see it better than we do, and probably better than Dan Wellborn too. But Harrison Pitt with his first goal right on the siren. Certainly a flex of sorts by the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, but probably not quite as big as what they've been able to do in times gone by, because this Maitland Saints outfit are gallant. They're rejuvenated, and they've got something to add here to a Black Diamond Cup footy, that's for sure. What a great first quarter, Shane. Anything you'd like to add?
No, just Maitland have got to keep their heads up here. The work rate's been fantastic. I'd just like to see them put a bit of scoreboard pressure back on Terrigal Avoca so they don't run away with it. 100%.
Well, they could have gone a little further out. They didn't, so we can't wait to see what happens in the next quarter. We'll take a quick break and be back with more Black Diamond Cup men's football after this. Welcome back. What an intriguing contest we have here between the Terrigal Avoca Panthers travelling all the way up the expressway to Max McMahon Oval, and well worth the trip to the Maitland Saints, putting up a gallant hosting contest. The score currently 2-1-13 to 5-6-36. The scoreboard favours the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, but it's a very, very even contest out on the field, and the Panthers forced to find another gear at the end of that first quarter to get themselves the edge going into this one. It is a 23-point deficit, but expect the Maitland Saints to find another gear in this one. They were able to resist a big surge, weren't they, Shane?
Yeah, they were, and then most importantly, I think, for Terrigal Avoca, it's the scoring shots. It was 11-3, so they've got the scoring shot and the scoreboard advantage. It's up to Maitland now. It's a little bit hard to get a read on this wind to see whether the wind will favour Maitland this quarter. I'm not sure. I think they may have actually had the wind in that first, which has me a little bit worried.
Yeah, especially then it just got a little gusty, and we haven't felt that for the entire first quarter. Safe to say, in all the games, the Maitland Saints have been a little ripped off with this swirling wind. It sort of seems to be going the way of all the Panthers sides most of these quarters. But look, that is a concern. The three scoring shots to 11, especially since those three scoring shots were in the first 5 minutes or so of the game,
true.
Shane.
Yep.
So they went for the majority of the rest of that 20 minutes without scoring a goal or a point. They'll want to arrest that. They're getting it to their forward line. They need to find an avenue. As we know, no Roland Hoffman today. They'll be turning their sights towards some other contributors to try and get themselves on the score sheet. They need that not just for today, but as a general rule for the rest of their football for the rest of the year. They can't rely on the one big target. They need to find other avenues. So Zach Stewart assures me they've got them. So this quarter would be a good time for them to reveal themselves. As the Panthers hand pass, Ethan Williams finds Riley Newstead from one captain to another. Newstead kicks for the Maitland Saints. They've got it in their forward line now, and this is where they need to lock down and keep it in. When they get that opportunity, their forwards need to be ready. It's one thing that needs to be vastly improved from seasons gone by. Newstead tries to affect that contest, can't. The mark's taken on this occasion. And done very well indeed. So kick back inboard. Drop mark, puts them under pressure now. Cavalry arrives for the Panthers, but not enough in time. There's too many Saints there running on now. Great hand pass play. They've got a shot on goal here. Geez, that was a great build up to it.
We've got to play down for Terrigal there too.
Can we get a read on that number?
We can. The umpire's just asked for play to stop, so we'll have a...
Yep, okay, so it's Tristan Carter.
Oh, it is too.
All right, he hasn't moved either. Usually a very tough competitor, so if he's down, he must be sore. I don't know what he's holding. He's in great shape too at the moment, Tristan, so this is devastating if there's anything serious. Can ill afford to lose a player like that too. He's one of their solid key cornerstones in the back line. Is he up?
No, not yet. No, he's still down.
I'm just trying to get a read on what body part he's injured. He looks. Yeah. There's some movement happening. His arms are moving.
Yeah.
So that usually indicates an injury of.
Unless it's the left shoulder, maybe.
Is it shoulder?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's too hard to see from where we are.
I'd like to speculate, but there's too many body parts that it could be. But let's just hope he's all right. We'll get a gauge in a minute when he gets up as the teams go into their respective huddles. That's 3 from 3, Shane.
It has been today, hasn't it? Yep.
So the new look Max McMahon Oval paying a heavy toll on...
well, I don't think we can blame the Oval on this one. It's just, it has been just twisting or tackling in the women's one.
Make no mistake, I'm not blaming that Oval. That Oval is a beautiful thing.
It looks $1 million, as to these club rooms.
No,
so Tristan Carter making his way up now.
I'm blaming demons.
Demons.
There's got to be some of them around.
Or
gremlins.
He's going to get an assist off.
That's lower leg, so that's troubling.
Yeah, well, they'll need him back if they want to go.
He's not putting that leg on the ground at all.
No, he's not, no.
Is it ankle or like, I don't know. Is that ACL? Because he didn't move, much the same as Noah Henderson did. And
Henderson did walk off on his own.
Yeah, he did.
Volition, a bit of a limp, though.
But that sort of gave us hope that it wasn't anything too serious. But they're carrying Carter off.
Yeah, he'll be important for them if they want to go deep too. As you mentioned, he's one of their key defenders. And when you get a team like City who have got so many attacking options up front, same with Kalani Vale, they've got a lot of big-bodied players. You need a Tristan Carter in there to man up on them.
Well, he's the type of player that will take, the first or second tall, especially the more mobile tall that is further up the ground, and he can't put any weight on that at all. That's troubling. Oh, gosh, he's a good friend of mine too, and I feel for him because I know what he's done in his pre-season and how he's got himself ready. Made a lot of sacrifices for this season, so let's hope that's something he can recover from quickly. Cornford now, hand passes, finds Stewart. Stewart out to Pankhurst. Pankhurst will take the kick. Not his best version of that, but luckily there's support there, and Oliver Latta wheels around on, and he'll get the bounce!
Oh, no! Oh, it just bounced too far. Wow.
Outstanding effort, Oliver Latta. It was almost a perfect finish there, but it was a great build-up for the Maitland Saints and exactly what we want to see them do and try and achieve in this second quarter. As the ball makes its way to the wing, the Panthers tried to take him on there, could almost have been pinged, but got the hand pass away just in time. A succession of hand passes now sees the ball spill out of the possession of the Panthers and back into the Maitland Saints, and this is what we like to see. They move the ball around amongst a few of them and then get the kick up high. It's Walker underneath it. He's trying to tap it forward. He doesn't. It only gets it into the hands of Ellis. Ellis, quick succession of hand passes. Now the way of the Panthers. So they've turned that around. I think that's Richardson there. Got the kick away as they go long. Forward down into the forward line now. Panthers first to it through Pitt, but they can't beat the boundary line. And that'll be a throw-in inside the 50. I try and avoid stepping on my headphone cord. It's really protesting every time I do it. So yes. So throw in now. Dangerous spot for the Maitland Saints after what's been a good build-up this quarter. Tried to slap it out of the ruck. It was Ellis. High kick defensively out, but Leecroft's there just waiting underneath it. And takes the simplest of marks. He slows the game down a little bit. He's got something on now. He launches one forward. Someone presenting, but getting in the hole there was the Maitland Saints defence. They're doing very well. Courageous work. They're still not out of trouble, though, as they work hard. Big pick up there. That was Lowry on that occasion. And he follows that up well. Puts a tackle on Billings, and that should... Well, the umpire's given Billings the benefit of the doubt there. He probably just couldn't get an arm free. So there'll be a ball up. That was excellent work. That was Kyle Lowry on that occasion. Did very well. Looping, hand pass by the Saints. They're getting as much ball as the Panthers to make sure it's just as much quality. Stewart didn't have it then. Possibly could have been found out, but it's still moving the way of the Saints. As Walker, big hand pass, good work. Finds a target too. They're playing well, the Saints. They're inspired. So I need to get a read on who number 17 is. I don't have him on my list. If anyone's listening for the Saints camp, looks like a hamstring might have been torn there by one of the Saints players. Hopefully not. Big kick, and Mackenzie Leecroft, he is a genuine janitor for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. It's like he mops up everything in that defensive line. So hand pass inboard there. That was good work to another one of the youngsters there of the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. Long kick forward now. Ethan Hay, newcomer to the Terrigal outfit. He carries it over. Umpire says no. I think she was a little behind the 8 ball there. But a kick was very good.
It was, wasn't it?
Looked good from this angle, actually. But best in the business is down there waving the flag. Andy, the stats man. Baldwin does not miss a trick. Ellis. Jack. Great campaigner for the Maitland Saints. He puts a kick in exactly the right spot. Walker's now got it. Expect to see those two names combine quite a bit as they get it to the midfield. It's Newstead now leading the charge. He just keeps toe poking it forward. Good move. Whatever, get it forward at all costs, that kind of attitude. He keeps going at it, Newstead. He's done very well. They virtually ran half the distance of the oval without actually touching the ball. He's just made the ball move forward. Panthers mop it up. A quick kick in reverse. Undoes all that great work. It's now with Grim and Lee, I think. Yep. He gets a kick over to Miller. So they try and slow it down a little bit. It seems to go the way of the Maitland Saints when it's a bit more frenetic and fast-paced. They almost they want to pull the trigger as soon as they get hold of the ball. Panthers are slowing it down a little bit when they arrest control of it. As a kick-on goal now by Burns. It's taken, and that's a great mark by Harrison Pitt. He finishes it off quickly and punches it straight through for his second goal. And possibly against the run of things there. But that was a great, strong mark, wasn't it? It was a low, fast-paced kick. Did not have a lot of height, but a lot of velocity. And Harrison Pitt just mopped it up with those big bear paws of his. 2 goals for him. He's starting to come into it now. 2-3, 15, 6-7, 43. Terrigal starting to flex. Maitland Saints, they need something to kick their way. They're getting plenty of the ball. Getting it to their forward area. Just need something fortuitous. Shane?
They do. And I'm not crying over Tristan Carter's knee over here. I've got sunscreen in my bloody eye, but I'm still sorry for his knee.
Well,
he's all right.
They didn't use the stretcher for him,
didn't.
Shane. I'm happy to call it out for you if you need it spare. So, Zach Stewart, customary Stewart. Run straight through it, Zach Stewart. And what a delivery. That is just some genuinely inspired football. It's in the hands, I think that's Charlie Walker over there. So, if it is, I'm going to back him in to kick that. I'm just trying to get a read. Looks like it could be him. Across the face, going to go close. Pankhurst flies. Oh, we'd love to see Wally pull that type of stuff down right there for the Maitland Saints. So close off the fingertips. Loves to get up sky high. So Birkinshaw now, rock solid in defence for the Panthers. He finds Williams, who's just one of their finest and keeps getting finer. Kicks it long. Great pick off there. That was outstanding work by the defence of the Maitland Saints. And they are away. That Zach Stewart launches one. I think it's going to beat everyone, and it does. Zach Stewart runs straight through it. Did you see him do it? Just tremendous football. He's a class above, I tell you what. And I think you can expect some dangerous things to occur when Ron Hoffman is in this side on that constant regular. He's got his body in good shape and presenting. Between him and Newstead, who are just specialists at extracting that ball from the middle and getting that centre clearance, but actually having someone to finish it off for them down there. This will be a real boon for the Saints, and they're going to trouble teams this year. There's no doubt about that. So Zach Stewart gets the Saints back on 3-4-22 to 6-7-43. And they're off again. There's Zach Stewart. Look at him go. I cannot sing the praises of this player enough. He will turn this game around if he's given free flow of delivery. So another centre clearance by the Saints, and they're on again. That's Walker again. And he's got a player on as well. 37, Solowich. Outstanding. Now that is what is so thrilling about this Maitland Saints outfit. They have that capacity. And if they have improved and calibrated their radars and are hitting pinpoint targets like that, they will be able to get themselves straight back into games when they feel like they might be falling off a bit. Not only that, they'll thrill the crowd because that's an exciting brand of footy. I don't care what anyone says. So the big man, Max Solowich, 30 out, ugly kick. But they're still alive. They've got a chance at it. The defence of the Panthers has been around the traps a few times. Cornford and Pankhurst. Oh, well, you leave it for Walter every single time. And Zach Stewart. I may sound like I'm getting excited for the Maitland Saints here, but I certainly am. I've got to tell you, I've been waiting to see this group branch out and break out and actually fine-tune this brand of footy that they play to something substantial and something that's going to win them cup games. So when we see it in effect like this, it's hard not to get excited because they've been slowly ploughing away at this particular style for a few years now, and I think they've got the cattle to pull it off. Zach Stewart, very capable.
There's a whistle.
And a whistle. Is that a 50-metre penalty or kick
advantage
downfield?
Anyway, I think. Will it? Yeah, it pays the advantage.
He's kicked the goal, though.
He's kicked the goal.
He's kicked the goal.
Yep.
What a superstar. Zach Stewart. Unbelievable. if the pathway's blocked, he'll just hack straight through it. And that was an outstanding launch, 50 metres out. Oh, I've got to say, I'm a fanboy of Zach Stewart. He just gets better and better all the time, and he will lead this club to a new generation of success, I believe. So that's is that 3 on the trot for the Maitland Saints?
I think it's 2 on. Well, or is it 3 on the trot?
Yeah,
it's 2 on the trot because they had 2 goals, 1 to start the game, and then they dropped off a little since then. So, mind you, I've got to add the extra goal on. Come on,
no, that's,
they
job,
Shane.
So
there we go.
I think that's
better.
5. I think that's 3 straight, Shane.
Yeah,
I think 5-4, 34 to 6-7, 43.
Right.
This is game on, ladies and gentlemen. 9 points. There he is again, Zach Stewart. Well, he's got a highlight reel. We're not even at half time yet, so he's gone back inside. And this is a great... I wonder if this is set play, because this is outstanding. So now they're going to launch it deep into their forward line. They've got Cattle there. Pankhurst brings down almost a spectacular mark. He was unlucky not to pull that all the way down. He's asking the question of the umpire. The umpire says 0.357 milliseconds longer, and it would have been yours, Walter. He's exciting. We normally see him doing that type of stuff in the back line, but if he can pull a couple of those down and kick some inspired goals, Terrigal will have a genuine challenge on their hands here. Ball comes in. They get a rush kick away. Walker wheels around. And that's a behind. They're all chiming in. There is definitely... I talked to Zach Stewart about this last night. What's the vibe after 2 straight wins to open up your season? What's the vibe? It must be up and about. And... he said it is palpable. It is, well, I don't know if you used that word, but it was along those lines. And they are playing with that same enthusiasm right now. Terrigal put them to the sword at the end of the first quarter, and they have responded. And we have a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Grimm and Lee, look at this. Just clinical, Terrigal, coast to coast like that. And this is why you can't play with fire. And Terrigal Avoca Panthers are definitely an inferno when they're on. And this is another emerging superstar of that side, Ruben Borg. He is from great pedigree, and he will kick his second for the game. They will get around him. They have got some stars in the wings too, the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. Make no mistake about that. 6 under-18s playing, and they are still superb. Nobody in the Southern Hemisphere prepares young players emerging into senior football better than Chris Bishop. He's been doing it for 19 years, and we've got a couple of them on display out there, and certainly the one taking centre stage at the moment is one, Ruben Borg. He has kicked 2 for the day, and he was on the end of some delectable football by the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, end-to-end stuff. And it laces out delivery from his captain. Sees Ruben Borg slot through his second one for the day. And I reckon there could be a proud dad watching on here. And hopefully that massive plug for his son will get me a game in the second grade side at some stage. So
he might have, I don't know whether the ball went over the back of the fence. Oh, no, it's here with Darryl again now, sorry.
Well, I'm going to give him a killer python anyway.
Right,
if it butters up the old man and gets me selection, then so be it. Andrew, I hope you're listening. Such a good bloke. As the Panthers get the next clearance through Billings. High ball, and they've got someone there. It'll be one Noah Cookman, I believe. Was it? Let's have a closer look. Bit of glare on the screen today, so not getting him right first go. That's Harrison Pitt. Harrison Pitt. And he will make certain he'll have a shot from out here. And just like that, the Panthers could almost arrest, 66% of the gains that the Maitland Saints have made in the space of time in less than 60 seconds. So massive win behind Harrison Pitt. Expect this to land in East Maitland. He will launch this probably higher than the Artemis Space Shuttle. Dead straight. Absolute vintage Harrison Pitt. No one strikes it like him when aiming for the goals. And that's why he's the 2-time leading goal kicker. And 3 goals to Harrison Pitt before half-time means he's going to kick a bag today. And I will be spoilt with one. I feel like we might see more than one bag here today, Shane.
Yeah, there's been plenty of goals, which is what we want. And a few players will get in amongst them.
And Shane Darwin, on this being the 550th appearance by one Daryl Luck out there, our finest serving umpire of all time. Free kick going to the Panthers, a centre square infringement. I think it was against Stewart. He just didn't quite get into his position quick enough. His third. Off hands. It's in the hands of the Panthers. They're going to have another shot on it through Borg, and this time out of bounds on the full. That run of goals comes to an end on 2, and I was about to make a point before, but just like that, I've forgotten what I was about to say. Nonetheless,
Daryl Luck was on 550.
Yeah, 550. Sorry, Daryl, how could I forget you? Yep, and this being his 550th appearance, we're enjoying a bumper contest. But suddenly, Shane, and which is what you can expect when you play the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, just like that, the wood is back on the Maitland Saints.
Yep.
They worked very.
Saints got themselves back within, I think it was 8 points, and now it's back out to 20 in a flash.
Yep. And literally within 3 minutes, and they've worked so hard to arrest that control, and it just goes to show you can't take your foot off the accelerator at all. The Panthers, more than any other side, will punish you for a drop in intensity or a drop in concentration or focus. If you've got to be on the whole way if you want to get close to them, let alone beat them. So hand pass out the back to Jack Grimm-Lee in the top 30 of the local footballers in the country last week. Shane Darwin, did you know that?
I did not.
He was voted number 29. And we are talking local footballers across the nation. That was outstanding for a player in the Black Diamond competition to get that notice.
Reigning Elliot Davey medalist for a reason, isn't he?
Yep, absolutely. So Harrison Pitt, another mark, 30 plus out. From kick goal number 4, and look, he will kick this because he will be in a rare level of concentration, I believe, and he has done. And look, you can't get closer to the centre of the sticks than that. And let me tell you something. I coached Harrison for a couple of seasons as a junior in the upper ages, and we won a junior premiership with him. He has a level of focus and concentration that can bring him back from no matter what the obstacle is that he's had. And this wouldn't have played on his consciousness at all, but the fact that he comes into this game with only 4 goals in 2 matches for the season would be in some way a subconscious motivation for him. It's not about individual honours, but to know that that's what his role is, to get goals for the side, and he hasn't done it to the level that's expected of him. He will come out here and fire, and it's a dangerous day for anyone who's playing on him today. As the long kick, the wind got hold of that, took it, now roving the ball beautifully for another goal. Alec Walters, he chimes in with his first for the day, and just like that, the Panthers it's like being in an arm wrestle where you're getting over the top of a guy you think's going to beat you, and you almost got him to the deck, and then he just goes smack the other way.
It just happens so quickly.
Certainly does. But the Maitland Saints have to experience this, and they have to find the ways to be able to get over it. They're a better side than they have been in years gone by. They will surge again. They will surge again. But this is a real lesson in staying the course, isn't it?
8 points has become 32 points now.
That's what Panthers
in minutes.
It's almost. I find them the most spiteful team in the competition, the Panthers, because if you have a crack at them and you make some inroads, they come back twice as hard.
Well,
and here they go again. And this time, Billings looking down there. Walters off hands. They've got players at the back. And this time it's Cookman. It's Pitt again.
I'm going to have to get the yellow button out.
That's a bag. Oh, wow. Outstanding.
There we go. The button's been pressed.
Is that our first halftime bag, Shane?
Could be our first halftime bag.
Harrison Pitt with the first halftime bag. That is outstanding. He's on double bag form. Halftime bag means he got a game to get another 5. And wow, what a turnaround here by the Panthers. You almost feel for the Saints, who wrestled it back and now face the biggest deficit of the match. And all in the space of 5 minutes.
Yeah, you could say that Maitland well and truly run the first 17 minutes of this quarter, but the last 5 have been deadly.
So destructive, aren't they, when they turn it on? It's almost like there's a let's go into hyperdrive mode.
Yeah.
Or, they've all got Roger Ramjet proton pills out there or something, and they just quickly took one. It's just insane. So Soluj, I liked his work in the ruck there, just using some physical presence to try and push his way through. Now, half back the ball is Maitland Saints got to arrest this surge by the Panthers. And if they want to stay in touch with this, you can't get through half a football game and say, yep, well, we're happy. We can certainly say we improved from last time. They've got to focus on getting that win the whole way through. And that's the mental focus that they need to have. And they got the ball down to their forward line now. They need to lock it in at this point. So still some question marks over the half forward line, I think, of Maitland at the moment. But that'll certainly square up and shore up a bit with the return of Ryland Hoffman, I believe. And they've got the ball here in their defensive line. Doing well. Zach Stewart. He finds a target. They're still alive. Still moving the ball neatly. This time, through, I think that was Ellis there. I don't have a number 41 on my list. It's definitely a question mark over management for Maitland. So just a little note there, Maitland Saints manager. We love those team sheets coming through, so we can check our paperwork before the game. Harrison Pitt for number 6. They were really worried about him now, giving up a couple of free kicks to Pitty. So the pit bull for number 6. I'm going to make. I hate to put the kiss of death on the Maitland Saints, but I'm going to predict Pitty will kick 12 goals today.
Eeks.
He will beat the best score of 11 by Nicholas Van Linstel. And there's another one there. And if I'm going to be able to get through the rest of this game with an equal measure of energy, I'm going to downplay some of these middle goals and not get too excited, Shane. Otherwise, we might have to call an ambulance to get me home tonight. But Harrison Pitt, you can just see it. He's in some rare form here at the moment. And that it's tough because the Maitland Saints are up and about today too. Well, it's not a good day to get Pitty on it.
Yeah, he's just been clinical with those ones. Yeah, none of those have been easy kicks. They've all been 40 metres plus. Yet I don't think the goal umpire's barely moved.
No, he hasn't. And if you remember the round 1, and I believe it was a little bit the case last week as well.
There we go, half time.
Harrison Pitt was not sinking those ones. He just wasn't. And that's what I mean. That's the type of mindset of the guy.
Yeah.
Gone home and got himself right. But we'll talk about more of that in the second half. What was a very intriguing clash has sort of got out of the hands of Maitland a little bit. They were absolutely on fire early part of this quarter. No doubt they'll return. They're a different outfit this year. We will see them try and chase down that target from Terrigal Avoca after the halftime break.
And next on our Black Diamond podcast, we've got Lachlan Henderson from the Killarney Vale Football Club, who is the men's version of the scene stealer, Shane.
Why don't we let Hendo in and we'll have a chat to him. Here he is. G'day, Lockie.
How you going?
Yeah, good yourself, mate?
Yeah, good, thank you.
It's good, mate. Well, just a little bit about Lockie there, Shane. He commenced footy in 2016 for Gosford, played a few games in the lower grades, stepped up in the Cup for the Tigers and kicked 9 goals in his first year of Cup in 2018. 2021 played in the rep team that made the South game against the South Coast. And then after the Tigers sadly dropped out of the Cup, he came across to the Bombers in 2023. And with a couple of minor stints in the Ovens of Murray in AFL Queensland, has notched up about 30 Black Diamond Cup games from the Bombers. Mate, talk to us a little bit about the game on the weekend and your personal thoughts on the game and your own performance.
Yeah, it was a good game from us. Probably not our best, I don't think. We didn't quite play to our structures as much as we would have liked, even though we won by a fair bit. I still think there's a bit to work on. I think it was more. Sometimes people were trying to go more personal than team game. I guess it's you can kind of get complacent when you're playing an easy opposition, but that won't fly against the better teams. But yeah, personal game, it was pretty good. Hard to get on the scoreboard when you got Spoons and Noodle kicking 5 to 7 goals a game, but yeah, it wasn't bad. Yeah.
And you talk about teamwork there, and you mentioned Spoons and Noodle. You do have some competition up in that forward line. Ben Roberts, what's his direction to that forward line in regards to who takes the ball? Is it who's hot on the day? Is it who's in best position? How do you distribute the ball between what are now, with Lockie Mulham in there as well, 3, 4, 5 really solid targets?
We just preferably go to the best player in the best position, really. And then we like to keep one tall target deep, just in case we have to just kick it in long, and that's. But yeah, mainly whoever's in the best position, we trust our midfielders to find that and hit that, really.
Yeah, excellent, mate. And first game on Anzac Day for the Killarney Vale Bombers. What was the experience like, mate?
Oh, it was unreal. It was really cool to be a part of a day like that, and there was a lot of feeling in it. You could really feel the atmosphere and what that day means to everyone. So it was really cool, and I hope we get to do many more years of that.
It got pretty hot and heavy there in the last probably 30, 40 seconds of the game. There was a bit of a scuffle there over on the sidelines. What did Ben say about that? Was he all for that, or was he a bit watch yourself, boys? We don't want anyone being in a tribunal during the week. How did that come across?
He didn't really say anything about it. He just he was like, oh, it is what it is. I don't think we started it this time, so I'm pretty sure he's happy about that. But he doesn't really care about that stuff. Unless you're giving away 50s, then you're going to get yelled at.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And you've got a real gun forward line at the moment, haven't you? The two top goal scorers in the comp are Nick Stanlin-Velt and Spoonman Lordo. How do you fit in there? How do you fit? You're saying it's hard to get goals, but how do you fit into the structure? What's the instruction there from Ben?
I guess I'm a small forward now, which I haven't really been at Killarney Vale before, because normally it's just me and Spoons up there.
Yeah.
So that's something new that I got to try and work through. But yeah, just trying to stay on the ground when they go up, or getting into my own spots, or even just sacrificing and taking the lead out and creating the space behind me.
Now, we had a quick chat with you during the women's game after you'd played there, and it felt as though Chop was crediting your performance due to the chat you'd had with him the night before. Is there any truth to that rumour that it was the talk with Chop that got you up for best on ground in his eyes?
Oh, he'd be mad if I said no. I'm going to have to give it to him. There must have been something in that.
Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, mate, on the podcast, or anything you want to plug before we finish up?
My mate Luke Flack, he's back from Melbourne. Might be getting a game soon, so Look out for that.
Exclusive on the Black Diamond podcast, fellas. How good is that? Freaky Flacky back with the Bombers.
Yeah.
Love that.
Exciting.
Excellent, mate. Well, thank you so much for being part of it. Congratulations on the award this week. Enjoy the $50 voucher from Six Strings Brewery. Have a wonderful weekend off. And good luck for the rest of the year.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Endo. In the lobby, mate, we might as well just drag him out now.
Well, after a 7-goal performance that scintillated the crowd at Fagan Oval on Anzac Day, we've got the scene stealer from round number 3, Riley Hawes from Warners Bay. How you going, Horsey?
Good, boys. How are you?
Yeah,
good.
Going great.
That's the way.
Mate, you're welcome to the podcast, mate. Talk to us a bit about your performance on the weekend. It was, mate, I was in awe of how well you played. How did you feel out there?
The best I've felt in a long time, definitely. Getting an early goal always helps, I think, especially for the confidence. I think that I'm a confidence player, so if I can get a goal early, I think that sets me up for a good day and just gets me in a good headspace. So it was good to get that off early, and then the rest of them just came along as the game went on, which was really nice. A few lucky ones. That last one stuck the boot. I don't weigh in, but I actually had really good delivery all day, so I'm really thankful for that. And the boys up the field work hard to get it to me, so that was really nice.
And it feels as though it's a pretty even forward line now down there, Riley. Obviously, you've got a few different targets through to goal, and it feels as though there's no ego amongst the team. You had Zach kicked, was it 9 in week 1, and you've got Maxi Collins up there as well. How's that forward line gelling as a team? With a bit of a different structure this year. Obviously no Dig playing alongside you, in the forward line, but he's there on the coaching line. How's that working for you guys?
It's really good. Mark's been so helpful with with all of us, especially myself. He sort of doesn't give me a license to what I want, but he's very understanding of what we need as a forward line, and he's really helpful in that aspect. And it's so good that we have myself, Munzie, and Max as well. We all play so different, and but there's so many options down there for us. So we're pretty dangerous down there, it's really good, and we all share around, so that's good. We all know we're going to get our turn, and it's going to come. So it's really good to be able to do that with them too. And Max, when he's on, and Munzie as well. We all know what he can do. So it's really good to have those two down there with me.
Yeah, mate. And you had a season away a couple of years ago with Pennant Hills, the Demons, who have been going quite well in AFL Sydney, mind you, mate. How did you find the AFL Sydney Premier Grade?
I found it really good. I definitely I would encourage anyone who's 18, 19, whatever, to go down there if you can for a year or two even. I learned so much. You got players like Nick Hay, who's absolutely killing it, kicked 9 on the weekend. I learned so much from him, and just like Ben Roberts, who's at Carnival now, he's a awesome coach there. So lucky to have him. I learned a lot under him as well. So yeah, it was really good. Learned a lot from going down to Sydney, and I'm really thankful for Pennant Hills for giving me that opportunity to play at the top level down there.
Speak about top level. What are your goals in regards to your playing career? Is there something beyond the Warners Bay Bulldogs that sort of lights your fire, or are you pretty comfortable in the AFL HCC at the moment?
It's a tough one. I'd love to move away to. I want to go to South Australia. I'd love to play footy over there, and just see how far I can take it. Obviously, everyone's playing AFL, right? Obviously, that's not a realistic goal, but it'd be nice to maybe play a really high level over in a different state, and possibly, who knows? But yeah, it'd be really nice to play at a high level, like a Adelaide Footy League over there. I know that well-respected league over there, so that'd be nice.
Yeah, and you've got rep training at the moment with the AFL Hunter Central Coast side. They're playing at Manuka Oval in a couple of weeks, so potentially getting onto that squad, mate. That'd be pretty exciting.
That would be really exciting. I played last year, and I don't think I had the game I would have liked to have, but if I get that opportunity again this year, I'll be really thankful. And I know it's to go over to Canberra and play at Manuka. That'd be pretty special. So yeah, I'd love that.
Now you've dialed in from the job site. We thank you for your time. Is there a shout out you want to give maybe to your employer, but also who else did you want to give a thank to from supporting you through that both junior and senior footy career?
God, put me on the spot. God, no, nothing comes to mind. But there's a few boys from Warners Bay I'd like to say a shout out that just don't get recognition. Zach Juricic, he's an absolute gun, and Hunter Thomas, them two, I reckon they don't get enough recognition. So if we can get them out there and put them on the map, that'd be good because they deserve it.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I really appreciate it. All the best for the rest of the year, and good luck on the rep trials, mate. Hopefully you get in the team and can show us your stuff.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Max McMahon Oval. We are coming towards the end of our halftime break in an intriguing contest between the Maitland Saints and the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. Of course, the reigning premiers, the Panthers, just went on an absolute massacre in the back half of that quarter after being well kept and, in fact, almost outdone by Maitland for the best part of 3 quarters. They came out the end of that second quarter and just showed why they won a premiership last year with just some absolutely flawless football. And it's now pressure sitting on the Maitland Saints to respond. They are a rejuvenated football side this year, and one would expect contenders for this season, but they will need to show something deep in their character to come back against this rampaging side. Harrison Pitt with 6 goals to half-time. In what has been a relatively quiet start to the season for the goal shark, he has come out firing today, and word on the street, it has something to do with being caught in a traffic jam on the way here. He was a little steamy.
Well, it's worked for him, hasn't it?
Certainly has. And worked for the Panthers. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody lets his tyres down on Friday nights from now on, because if this is the result of getting to the game late, I'm pretty sure Chris Bishop will allow it, so long as Harrison Pitt doesn't know that it's a setup. But expect him to keep that going with that. He doesn't change his mind too much, Harrison, once he's got it set. So he could be in for a big day. That's ominous for the Saints, but they have got some cattle that are playing well today. And there's one of them right there. Hand pass finds its way to Newstead. And Oliver Palmer looks a good type. So that was Dan Wellborn there. I do apologise. Dan Wellborn's their big defensive strength this year. They like the look of him here at Maitland, and a shot on goal already by Ethan Williams, the new co-captain, sharing the duties with Jack Grimmond-Lee this year. Of course, Jack Grimmond-Lee, last year's Elliot Davey medalist, being able to comfortably share the load this year with a raft of exciting young players from the Panthers. In fact, we talked about this last night. The influx of players right across the league at all the sides is a real clear indicator that the competition is going in the right direction. One of the best out there, Zach Stewart, trying to barge through. That was a sling tackle, any way you look at it. And there's certainly treating Corey Billins with whatever contempt they can raise, I think. He's definitely an instigator and an antagoniser, Corey Billins, but he is a wonderful servant for the Panthers. And how about that? Well, it doesn't matter who it is. There's always somebody up there in the forward line of the Terrigal Avoca Panthers to pull one down from the clouds, and that was genuinely stratospheric. Alec Walters, the big red, second on the goal-kicking tally, only by, I think, the solitary goal last year when Harrison Pitt came back and cleaned up. Well, he's well in range here. 20 out, directly in front, and he's got it through. He made goal umpire Andy Baldwin do a little bit of work there, but he doesn't mind that, stats man. And the big red opens up the second half account for the Terrigal Panthers in no time at all. 13-8-86 plays 4-5. It's hard to see how they will stem this flow. The Terrigal Avoca Panthers take nothing away from the way the Maitland Saints are playing. They have copped the Panthers in a purple patch. They've got a point to prove. They lost their first round clash in, I think, 11 years, and that is saying something, and it's almost as though they've got something, a case to prove now.
Well, they weren't even top 4 coming into today, but this will change in around 50 minutes' time.
Mate, they could reverse the trend of a whole lot of things, and this man right here being one of them. I wouldn't be surprised. He's on 4 goals for the season. The leading goal kicker is on 20, and I'm going to make a small prediction here. I would not be surprised if he finds himself in the top spot in the goal kicking after today. That would require
16.
That would require 16
no,
goals.
I'm not even going that far. I know you like to get excited. I'm not coming along on that train.
I tell you what, there's a box of Krispy Kremes coming to me. If that does happen, I know it, because it's a massive call. Harrison Pitt right on the 50. It's not going to quite make it this time round, but they've got other people there, including Toby Burns. Gets around on his right boot, sends it high. But the Maitland Saints are camped underneath it. And they take control of the ball. That's a good defensive mark there. A little bit of, well, a bag of Red Frog sold. And the ball is out of danger for the Maitland Saints. They need to create something now. This is where they need to bust through that line. Adam Miller will have a shot from here. Lowers the eyes. He had a couple of options.
Oh, it's a whistle.
Downfield, is it? Or is it... Who's getting the kick here?
Looks like
it
it's
is
going
downfield.
the way of the
Noah Cookman will take it.
Panthers, yep.
Yes, so the Cookie Monster will be the beneficiary of this. Further afield, free kick. The infringement on Adam Miller, but Noah Cookman will take it, and he is opportunistic as small forwards get.
I tell you what, you joked about Maitland being duddled by the wind, but it has happened again. It's changed over half-time, and he's now blowing the way of Terrigal Avoca.
And unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about that unless you're the CSIRO. And I don't think they'd honour requests from football clubs for goal advantage. So Noah Cookman, 25 out, right in front, usually clinical in this situation, and, well, clinical in as much as we might need something to arrest that problem. So the ball coming back in quickly by Maitland. They release it without any mucking around at all. Good fly from Matheson. Geez, he would have liked that for the highlights reel. Unfortunately, doesn't bring it down, but it's still in the advantage of the Maitland Saints, and
that's where the lasso is hard. That was
So someone has to have contact with it. Yeah. So, right. Still don't like it. Doesn't make it any better. And the good news is we're going to have one of the most able people on the planet to answer some of the questions about that at 3/4 time. Stay with us. I've got an exclusive chat.
Right. Okay.
With someone very special indeed. So that's definitely worth sticking around for if you're not enjoying the footy. But if you're not enjoying the footy, what are you doing here? Honestly, this is a wonderful game to watch, this one. Riveting game. Pressure on the Maitland Saints now to continue with their 2-0 start to the season and find a way to rein in this rampaging Terrigal Avoca Panthers side. That's a great defensive tackle. Outstanding work there. That's an intriguing contest between those two players there, and Bailey Ritchie did very well to dispossess Noah Cookman. Riley Newstead, looping hand pass, finds his player deep on the outside there, swooped on, this time by Andrew McCormick, but his kick was left wanting, and Mackenzie Leecroft takes the mark. He goes inboard to Scott Birkinshaw. He's got to bend down and get that big frame down a fair way to pick that one up, but they've done well out of it in the end. Grimman Lee now, he's got a bit of pasture to explore. Kicks long, pops it in the middle of a couple of his players, but a couple of Saints arrive first, only to see the ball over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in on that far side. So, by the standards of excitement that we've had so far today, a little stale at the moment. But make no mistake, the late shift will kick in very soon, there is no doubt. So a free kick and infringement of some sort's been found here, and a rucking infringement going the way of Sam Ellis, I think, or Hayden perhaps. Great kick, well that was weighted well, and Adam Miller goes for a launch. He's offline. Not his finest effort, but it is good to see the big man just lope through like that. Like a charging rhinoceros.
It was beautifully weighted, wasn't it? He didn't have to break stride at all.
No,
he kept running full tilt.
I tell you what, if that was Hayden Ellis there, he's done himself proud with the wonderful weighted kick there. And a regular feature in the cup side now this year, Hayden Ellis, and rightly so too. A perpetual top 1 or 2 finisher in the reserve grade side for as long as one can remember.
A blood rule here.
So a little bit of silence over the commentary there. We've just got word that Tristan Carter may have done an ACL with his injury, and that is just devastating for him. I know he's put a lot of work into the preparation for this season, more than ever before, and heart goes out to players who get news of a season-ending injury. So all the best to Tristan Carter. He'll be back. As Walters wheels around, how he got a boot to that, I don't know. Thankfully for Maitland Saints, Walter Pankhurst back in defence now, in his usual position. obviously want to build the stocks a little bit there. And he's caught. And I think, who was that? Was that David Stewart? I'm not sure. But the free kick quickly played on, and a free kick found again. And it's going the way of the Maitland Saints. I think the infringement came Adam Miller on Riley Newstead. Or is it? No, it looks like it's going the way of the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. So I think Darryl Luck was signally indicating that the kick was down the field.
Yeah,
so
but I think he was too. I saw an arm go one way. I'm like, well, yeah.
This is what we're seeing here at the moment, Shane, is kind of testament to what happens when sides flounder at a side like Terrigal when they just kick into a dominance overdrive. So, but Noah Cookman's going to take this kick. The Cookie Monster, he'd want another one now, and he's put that one... Wait for Andy Bourbon. I like the look of this. It's going to be a goal. Noah Cookman gets it. Yeah, there it is. Look at that celebration, stirring the pot. The Cookie Monster, the chef. Outstanding. He just stirs the witch's cauldron. He's got a bit of soup on the boil there, I think. That was tremendous. We've got a replay of that.
I didn't get the celebration, though, Chop.
Eyes on the screen. We'll take my word for it. Noah Cookman just pulled out one of the best celebrations you're likely to see. He's just stirred the pot. That's brilliant. So I'm going to, if I can give him a wave and just indicate that that was excellent and get him to do it again, we'll get a message out to Noah Cookie, the Cookie Monster. Maybe he doesn't like the Cookie Monster. Maybe he just wants to be known as the Cook because it looked like he had a big ladle and he was stirring it. Great stuff. He might have another shot here. The ball falls into it, almost to his path. But the Maitland Saints arrive first. Pankhurst got the ball. He's going to be tackled. He'll be pinged for this. Gets rid of it just in time. Great scramble over there. Cookman emerges. Hand passes. Finds Knight. Knight will steady up. He should. And he's gone out of bounds on the full, unfortunately. Probably could have taken an extra couple of steps. But some great work by the Panthers. They're well and truly in control of this. The Maitland Saints, as good as they were going earlier on, almost look like they just don't have any answers for this. And I don't know if there would be anyone in the league who would when the Panthers are in this type of form. They've got the ball now. The Saints need to break a tackle here. Ladder is caught, but no opportunity to get rid of the ball there. So we'll have a throw in virtually under our noses here. We want to see the Saints find something.
Quick update from Dick Burwell. There's been a bag to Billy Barton.
Great work, Billy Barton. Geez, we're excited about that. One of our known candidates. Round 3 for his first bag. Probably a little behind schedule for the big man, but no less well received. That looked a little bit like... I'm not sure how he got away with that, but he did. And it doesn't matter because the game goes on. As we work hard, that is excellent work. That should be a free kick to Ethan Hayes. And that was tremendous stuff. Just a relentless amount of pressure. Good kick, but looks like Newstead will camp under it. But floating back is Toby Burns. And he definitely gave Riley Newstead a couple of burns by popping into his space there.
It's a solid mark too.
That is a solid mark indeed. That's Harrison Pitt. And you would think, the way his radar's been in tune today, he'll kick this and that would be his 7th. So already a bag. On to 6, sporting a luscious looking tash there too. So, and it's not even Movember. Look a bit Tom Selleck-esque, I think. Magnum PI. Well, he's shooting like a Magnum, a calibrated Magnum right now, as he goes for his 7th. And make no mistake, look at that. His teammates just know it's going in. They run off when it's still halfway airborne. So that's the 7th goal to Harrison Pitt, who has found rare form, certainly hitting his straps this year. There are a couple of quiet rounds leading into it. And good thing that the Terrigal Avoca Panthers lit the fire on the F3 to hold him up because it's really stoked his.
Well, he only needs 9.
I'm only kidding, by the way.
Only needs 9 more for the Krispy Kremes.
Mate, you laugh now, Shane. You laugh now. Oh, my God. I'm going to have so much to say if he kicks them. You know what? Even if he gets to 19, even if he gets himself to 3rd on the list, if he does that, I think that's a outstanding achievement. So high ball now. Ruben Borg underneath it. Good mark by Ellis. Composed as you like. Read it better in the air. Short kick. Had plenty on it. Good mark. And they play on quickly. Under pressure now. The hand pass costs it up. Ellis has got a bit of work to do to beat 3 Saints. Not beyond him. Ethan Williams chimes in, does very well to Bishop, but that quick hand pass is chopped off this time. It's with the hands of Dan Wellborn. He gets it long. It's as far north as the Saints have been all quarter. They want to push past it. That's a great pick-up by Walker. He's had a good day today. Can't get it on the boot. The Panthers arrive in numbers. They swarm en masse. Handball out. Now, big kick by the Panthers, and it's off. There's Wellborn. He's had 3 or 4 possessions in that foray. He's a likely sword, isn't he? Puts a good ball up, just beyond the target. They couldn't take the mark. Leecroft spins out of danger. Hand pass now. Outboard. They're combining well, the Panthers, in this half-back. Leecroft is caught. He couldn't quite get rid of it. Cornford applies a wonderful tackle. And that's hard to do against Leecroft. He's a hard man to capture. Cornford, good weighted kick. That's outstanding. And he finds Palmer. Hand pass out wide. Kick now taken by Lowry. They're inside their 50 now, the Saints. They want to lock it in. They need to secure a goal. If they've got any chance at all, they can't start believing that it's beyond them. Not even now. Walters for the Panthers now. He gets them out of danger. Kicks them well beyond trouble. Pitt, I wouldn't be surprised if he hits it from here, but he doesn't go for it because he's got an option on at the top of the 50. Williams, he's on his own. 4 Saints around him. He just needs to hang on to it till cavalry arrives, and does. Outstanding. The smart thing to do there, and always taking a gamble that you might get pinged for holding on to it, but Ethan Williams just did that with a level of composure that worked to the advantage of his side. Free kick now found. It'll be the Panthers. Now, Harrison Pitt, dangerous spot. Chris Bishop will put this right where he wants it. Pitt takes, he gets up, he's spoiled in the air, but he's going to end up with it anyway. He needs to work through some danger here. Chips a kick up, and Borg takes a great diving mark. He's showing something here, this young man.
Isn't he just?
Yep. Absolutely. He's got the wind exactly where he wants it right now. Jeez, I wonder sometimes whether they've done a deal with God or sold their soul to Satan, because when the weather works in your favour as much as what it has for the Panthers today, you've got a higher power on your side. And that looks pretty good. No, it's gone through for a point, but a good effort for the youngster.
I think he tried to guide that. He should have just kicked through at normal speed, I reckon.
Yep. Well, there's a new Borg in the AFL HCC. Younger, faster, probably doesn't talk as much though. And the kick goes outside. Walker can't pull it
Talking
down.
About his dad or about Ashley?
Ashley.
Ah, there we go.
His dad's firmly in play. As Burns, he's caught there, and a great tackle. You don't try that against Zach Stewart. Toby Burns can get past most.
Oh, that feels a little unfortunate.
I'm not sure that's warranted. That's just pinging a champion for doing something champion-like, and you know what?
No comment, Corey. No comment.
From you, or are you telling me not to make one? I just don't think that's there. Look, the umpires make the decisions. That's what makes the game what it is. But I just don't think that was there. I don't think Toby Burns does either. But he's happy he got it nonetheless, because Hayden Ellis has taken a mark 20 metres out in front. That's good. Teammates of Zach Stewart get around him. It won't diminish his efforts at all.
It
was absolutely clinical. It was. And Burns, who's elusive as anyone out there too, knew he was pinged through and through. But that's another goal for the Panthers. They rack up their 16th. And 106, triple figures for them now. And one would say, I don't think there's anyone who'd beat the Terrigal Avoca Panthers when they find this type of rare form. They do find it once in a while. Thankfully, it's not every single week, so some teams do get a chance. But they are something special when they're this dynamic.
Well, it's been impressive with their batch of youngsters today too.
Yeah, as I said earlier, Chris Bishop's just got a knack for getting them up to speed quicker and more efficient, more effective than just about any other coach I've ever seen, that's for sure. As we resume play in the middle, hacked kick out, fortuitously finds its way to the chest of Grimmond Lee, and he puts it on the chest of Burns, who wheels around on his right boot and finishes. Probably should have gone back and taken the kick. He's a very good set shot, Toby Burns, and enjoying a promotion as vice-captain, co-vice-captain with Harrison Pitt this year. So an expanded leadership group for the Panthers, and a good one at that too. So a bit of blocking there, trying to create some space for Zach Stewart. Noel Cookman was wise to it, so they stop that and go beyond that particular line. Newstead sets himself up here. Stewart still gets it. Look at him go. Off to Walker, and now to Newstead. Three of their best combining now. Back to Walker. He's going to have to get a hand pass off, and does. And he's dealt with by Bond, I think, and remonstrated with. So Bond throwing a little bit of physicality in there, and this will give... It's just downfield, and they didn't gather a huge amount of ground with the hand pass over the top, unfortunately, but hopefully they can get themselves a score out of this, the Saints. That was a good tackle there. Dispossessed the Terrigal defender of the ball. Now we'll have a throw in. They really need to show some sand here, the Maitland Saints, for their own sake, for their own psyche, and grind through this and get themselves a goal. It's been a masterclass by the Panthers, and they certainly haven't been out of it. They showed great signs early on. We really thought we were in for a bumper. But Terrigal have been performing at the top for a long time now, and when you are that used to sort of performing at that level, you can find a gear when you need it, and they did that in the grand final last year, and they're certainly doing it here today. So Walker's got the ball again. Brought to ground as he kicks it up high. They've locked it in now, the Saints. They just need to get it through for a 6-pointer. So a good tackle put on the defence now. It looks like there's a bit of intensity has increased by the Maitland Saints attack, and they need that. Bond will bring it back in for the Panthers. H, they call him. That's gone out of bounds. I don't think anyone touched that. I don't know if it's still a rule.
Well, it is, I think because it's either inside the 50 or outside, in which case it's a lasso, but no, it's inside the 50.
Right, so inside the 50. Okay.
Yeah, it's not that the no-touch rule doesn't apply anymore.
Is that
but
rule?
If it went over the 50, it would have been a lasso.
Is that Rule 17, subsection 4, clause C?
Something like that.
Rule.
Something like that.
Yep. I get it. Well, we might get some clarification on that soon. At which point I still probably won't understand it. But the Panthers on the march now. A claw of them through the middle. Get the ball to their half-forward section with ease. Harrison Pitt has it. He's got no options to send it on to. Backs himself to get a kick away and does, but it's affected. And now the Maitland Saints have a chance to rebound. Ball's in the hands of Matheson at the moment. He's got an option further afield. Tries to get it to his teammate there. Wider. And a free kick now going the way of the Saints. So a few things starting to roll in their favour. And a lot of them at the efforts of one Charlie Walker, who's digging in for his Saints teammates. Hand pass off to his wide receiving runner. And a long kick forward. They've got an opportunity here, Saints. Cornford, he wheels around. He finds some space, trying to find a player right at the key. But can't quite get the distance on that hand pass, unfortunately. And now the Panthers will reload. So another minor score for the Maitland Saints. They need a major. As the Panthers string it together like they have done so many times here today. Maintaining control all the way down. Borg, long, high kick. A little off target, but they can't take the mark. That's Pankhurst, but he gets it on the second bite. Third bite, actually. Tackled then. Hand pass out. He's got support. They need to get some clean disposal away. A little bit of space, and they find that well. They do it well. A series of hand passes. See Stewart out on his own. He's going to launch one into the forward. He puts it to the advantage of his leading player, but Harrison Bond gets to it first by the Panthers, and they're out of danger again. So they'll try and reload again down that far side. Link some play together. They'll be in good position now, the Panthers too. Kick is great. Finds a target in Hayden Ellis. Ellis onto Burns. Burns by way of foot inside the 50. slips out of the midst of Harrison Pitt, but it doesn't matter because Cookman links up with Walters, who has a shot on goal, only to roll it out for a behind. 2 bounces and a minor score. So Harrison Pitt tried to take that mark, cussed himself as it went out of his fingertips, but it was kind of too high for any mortal man to jump. So don't be too hard on yourself, Harrison. Newstead, outstanding captain for the Maitland Saints, tries to muster something up, chopped off by by Corey Billins. And our hand pass out wide by Hayes, and he finds Bird. Another youngster sends it up high and long, but Matheson from the Saints calling for his charges to present, create space. He's got an option and gets it to him in the nick of time. Free kick, fair enough, as the Panthers so often do.
And 50, no?
Is that a blood rule?
I don't know what he was signalling there anyway.
So he'll be off his mark now. Gets his kick away. That was Jed Gaston, another great servant of the club. Oh, and here goes Zach Stewart. Keep your eye on this, ladies and gentlemen. The Raging Bull launches it forward. He's got a player there. Opportunity now. They are just not getting anything rolling their way at the moment. That was the worst bounce they could have got. And you wouldn't normally even have that expectation for a dog leg like that, the way the carry of the ball went. So that's the end of the third quarter. Little changed in the grand scheme of it all. 16-12, 108, 4-7-31. Although the margin didn't really decrease too much. Terrigal were at least kept a little less on the scoreboard there, Shane. And I'll look down towards the boundary because I might have a special guest right about now. Then I'll go and meet them down there if that's okay.
Fantastic. We'll take a quick break and we'll be seeing Chop very shortly.
Very pleased to get an opportunity to chat with my next guest here. Quite out of the surprise, actually, and it comes at a very timely point too. If you watch the umpires do their fine work every week in the AFL, then you'll certainly recognise the face of Michael Barlow, who is one of our AFL top tier umpires, a boundary umpire specialist in particular. Michael, so good to get a chance to chat with you. First of all, what are you doing here?
Yeah, thanks, Corey. It's great to be up here in Maitland. I'm here today. I'm really, really lucky to be part of a mentoring program for women and girls coming through the umpiring pathways. So I'm out here having a look today at Charisse, who's running the boundary and doing a stellar job at that.
That's outstanding. It's so good to see that there are talent pathways, not just for players, but for umpires as well. In our local region, we've been lucky enough to see a couple of our local a team in green make it all the way to the top, and a few that are right on the cusp as well. So great to see you're putting that back in to make sure that we keep fostering that talent.
Yeah, well, it's exactly right. I mean, much like players going through the pathways, there's a lot of aspiring umpires as well. And up here in the Hunter Central Coast region, there's been some great success stories with recent additions to the AFL list, and it just shows that the opportunities are there, and there's more than one way to be involved in the game. being played, umpiring, or all the other opportunities that footy brings to everybody.
Absolutely. I've always professed that there's 3 teams in a game and one of them wears the green in the middle, and we can't do it without them. Mate, it's so good that you're looking directly in our region for that. Mate, AFL football, fast. How do you go? You cover some distance in the boundary. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, it is. It is quick. It's certainly, it doesn't get any slower. And I think all the administrators or the ones running the game are trying to get it as quick as possible. And it's a challenge for everyone. But I guess it's just what it is at the moment.
Well, mate, while I've got you here, I'm going to take advantage of something because as a commentator, I do more talking than thinking, and I am a little baffled with what I call the rodeo rule. So the rodeo rule being this is the signal for it. So I'm going to get you to show me what the exact movement is for that,
okay.
But also what are the intricacies of that particular rule? Because up there in the commentary box, we can't quite get it right at the moment. So
yeah, well, I think so. The signal itself is just a straight arm up, like it was an out of bounds decision, and then a lasso motion.
Right.
And in terms of what we're looking for, it's a disposal that's in between the arcs, or that's inclusive of the 50-metre line as well.
Right.
Anything that's below the knee is considered a kick.
Right.
So if it comes off a shin or a foot and doesn't get touched before going out of bounds, that's a free kick.
Right.
And a handball is anything that's sort of propelled forwards off the hand with
That's
a
not
fist.
touched.
That's not touched before going out of bounds.
Michael,
So that's what we're looking for.
I don't know if I'll understand it any better than that. We'll see how we go when the next time comes. Thank you so much for joining us, mate. One last one. Has Daryl Luck still got a chance at making the big leagues as an
I think
umpire?
he's still got it. What do you reckon?
He certainly has, mate. Very proud of him indeed. Thanks so much for joining us, mate. Really appreciate it, and all the best with your career in the AFL. We'll certainly be cheering out for you now.
No worries. Thanks, Corey.
Good on you, Michael. Thanks, mate.
Fantastic stuff there from Chop. Really good to hear from Michael. What an amazing opportunity for the umpires here today. As you heard him say, they're working with the women in boundary umpiring, and great opportunity for them. And great for Michael to join us there. Really glad he could take the time, which is obviously very precious of his, but always happy to give a shout out to the cause, and we appreciate that as well. We're getting set here to get underway in our 4th and final quarter of the day in this men's cup clash. It is, of course, a fairly comfortable lead to the Terrigal Avoca Panthers at the moment. It's 4-7-31, 16-12, 108. So we're about to get this one underway. Umpire has the ball in the air, waiting for the siren. There it is. As the quarter gets underway, and I'm joined back on the mic by Mr. Corey Hopper. Fantastic little chat there with Michael. Corey.
Wasn't that great? Oh, that's so exciting to see. We love it when we see people who've made it all the way to the top coming back and giving back to our footy community in one way or another. And what a lovely bloke too. I don't envy him. The boundary umpires have got to move like the wind and cover a whole lot of ground. So and a different level of fitness there.
As he said, the administrators keep wanting the game faster and faster, which means the boundary umpires have to be faster and faster.
That's exactly right. There is a little reprieve for them with that rodeo rule. Do you understand it any better, Shane?
Listen, I think I'm getting it.
Yep. Look, it'll never be anything but the rodeo rule for me, but I do appreciate Michael giving us a little bit of time and explaining that. And I could have had a game earlier today. Well, no, I was hopeful of a game, but just running up that hill here has made me think. I'm glad I didn't. As we go back to the middle of the ground in what has been a dominant performance by the Terrigal Avoca Panthers from about, let's say halfway through the first quarter. They were almost as if they were offended that the Maitland Saints took the game to them and led for a portion of that first quarter, and they have just not taken their foot off the accelerator since. So it's all about restoring a little bit of pride and getting a bit of momentum back their way, the Maitland Saints, after a 2-0 start to the season. They will want to finish strong here and try and regather and carry something into next week. There's no doubt about that. They are a refreshed side, and they will go a fair distance this year as long as they can get that confidence back. As Jed Gaston kicks wide, trying to find a surging player out there in Palmer. And ball goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. Good throw in by the boundary umpire there. Obviously, after the chat with Michael Barlow, I'll be paying a little closer attention to the boundary umpires for the rest of today. Of course, just the two of them in our game, which is a huge workload.
It is it's a long boundary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Half a field.
Yeah, when you play on that real round surface, that's a genuine circle, like an MCG style. There's an infinite amount of more running.
Yeah, well.
And curvature too. So Harrison Pitt, it wasn't paid the mark for some reason. I don't know why.
HM Constructions Park's a pretty big oval too in this league.
Yes.
Running.
You sound like a lobbyist, Shane.
I'm going to make HM Constructions Park stick.
Oh, Zach Stewart, he got his hand pass away. No, he didn't. The umpire says, I don't think he knew he had 2 Panthers on his case. So he was caught in the end, ably on that occasion by 56. I don't have a 56 on my list. He's late in the game to be bringing that to everyone's attention, Hopper. But the ball now with Gaston. He's been lively in the last quarter and a bit. High ball. Good mark. I think that's Palmer. Yes, it is. So trying to resurrect a little bit of pride and a little bit of confidence back into their outfit, the Maitland Saints. I don't think it'll rock them too much. They know how good Terrigal can be, as Walker sends one into their forward 50. But it's snatched by Grimond Lee. Captain to captain now with Williams taking the mark. Beautifully weighted pass. He finds Borg. He's had a terrific day. Ruben Borg. I think he'll enjoy the replay of this. I know if I were him, I'd be going back to watch it over and over again.
Especially a couple of those early goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Be thrilled with that. So Gaston took off, and I'm pretty sure he knew he wasn't allowed to because he pulled up shy before the whistle was blown. So, ball up now. And Salaway's got the better of that one against Adam Miller. So Walker, cleverly done. If he gets away with this, well done, Walker. That was excellent work. He's just flicked that out the back there, unbeknownst to anyone. Newstead has it now. He's got an opportunity to kick one. It's going to fall slightly short. They need to work. Does well on the body there. Wheeling around. Needs to get it on the boot. They've got to kick this goal.
He's kicked it into his face. Oh, no.
That's... gosh. I actually don't even know. I'm never lost for words. Ever.
Yeah.
Is he... Is that a replay moment?
I was toying with it.
They worked so hard for it. They did deserve better. Well, maybe there'll be a payoff here in the end anyway, because they've received a free kick. And I tell you what, there'll be some pressure on, I think it's Salaway, isn't it? There, Max Salaway. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Max. I know we've had 3 years to get that right. But Max, let's just call you Max. Max Solo. So Max Solo will go for this. 25 out, maybe just under. It's marginal angle. And no
goal.
One celebrates. That's a disappointing finish. They really needed that, and they could have done with that. There would have been some relief. Bird gets that. They've done very well to work their way out of that. The youngsters, very good. Finally, Burns gets the kick. He gets it tonight. So in that little foray there with 3 under-18s involved and the new captain. So outstanding work, and the old guys let them down at half forward, and there's a rebound now. But that's Chris Bishop. I'm starting to struggle to tell the difference between him and Billings. But Bishop, beautifully weighted kick, finds a Knight, who in turn finds Alec Walters, who's kicked a couple today, and will line up for another one. He'll test his 50-metre measure, and he will be kicking it against the wind too. So It'll take the best part of him. The big red, Alec Walters. Launches it. She will go the distance, but not the line. So the Saints now, all they can do to regroup, have not kicked a goal since half time.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, second quarter was their last goal.
Yep. So did not go according to plan for the Saints today, much to the chagrin of us all. Beautiful kick there. Mark Knight taken, unfortunately. And now the Panthers just snavel it, as they've done so many times today, and send one, launch it. Now, they've spoiled each other there, unfortunately. They're desperate to try and get hold of it. Charlie Walker's been a shining light, in this, especially in this second half. He just has not let his fire go out. He gets it to his captain in Newstead, looping hand pass further afield, and they've worked it out well in the end. Back to Newstead. He kicks long, no one at home. Mark not taken by the Panthers, but they've got plenty of time to make a decision. And the player there, too worried about, Edward Hayden was a little too worried about the player coming in for support and let the ball carrier run straight past him. Thankfully, it's been turned over. I think there was
downfield was the call. I'm not sure what happened behind the play.
Well, I think there was an indiscretion off the ball. So just a bit of frustration creeping in, I think, for the Saints now. What we want to see, right, is we want to see them finish it off, Shane. And this is a mark of sides that are genuinely coming, is that they won't drop their heads to the point where they don't care about the last 10 minutes because they're getting flogged.
They've just given a 50 away.
Yeah,
so that's not a great sign.
No, it's not. It's not a great sign. And I hope Coach Hoffman, who's doing a marvellous job with them so far, really gets in the heads of the ones who are culpable here, because this isn't the sign of a club that's going up.
Yeah. Well, let's focus on the positives. Your man Pitty on for number 8 or number 9? I lost track.
Yep. And when he gets 10, I'm going to jump out of my skin.
I don't think I'd need a new button for 10.
What can we do? What's a good celebration for 10? Maybe can we make coins pop out of a little pot, like a
jackpot,
like
sort
a jackpot? Yeah, exactly. That'd be great. I can't wait till we've got individual buttons for each player.
Now you're pressuring me.
So I'll make a little graphic, like a graphic pit bull terrier celebrating on a dance podium. That'd be good for the pit bull. So number 9 for Harrison Pitt. He's probably going to fall short of the 22 that I predicted, but as Zach Stewart just does what he can to try and keep his side moving forward. Newstead gets hold of it on the outside of the boot, and the Hayden gets the hand pass off, the kick taken in the end, and put down in their forward line. They need to keep working. Walker handled without the ball. I've been happy with him. He's one.
He has been good today.
He'll be able to genuinely look himself in the mirror and say he had a dip for 4 quarters. There's no doubt about that. Always does. Plenty of spirit in Charlie Walker. He's a fierce competitor.
You've got to start having a bit of a think about your scene stealer as well.
Yes. Well, Harrison Pitt's had a good day, but the 9 goals is not going to get it for him today, I don't think. Walker strikes just offline by a smidgen. It's going to be a tough one, Shane, but on account of the fact that he hasn't kicked 20 goals, I think Harrison falls just short of it.
Yeah, right.
For me.
Leecroft's been good.
Yeah. I'm actually looking around the ground now as you speak, Shane, and as good as the Panthers have been, they've all been equally effective in it, and very hard to marginalise one out of the other because they've all been effective. But I'm trying to find who's been effective for the all 4 quarters, and I guess, what are they in front by? 17. So they'd be in front by 8 goals without Pitt, would they? So, maybe he has been the most consistent 4-quarter performer. It's always easy to give it to the big goal kicker, though. I always find they only get to kick that many goals if something good's happening further afield. Take nothing away from the performance, though, either. As the Maitland Saints get it into their forward 50 again, I get the feeling the Panthers are quite happy to coast through the rest of this match.
We're taking one big injury out of this game, that's for sure, Tristan Carter, so they won't want any more.
Could be hard to look beyond Harrison Pitt, couldn't it? Well, he's done plenty further afield too, Harrison. He has ranged up there. He just got a kick at half back. It's Leecroft. Tries to shrug the tackle, can't do it. So in haste, gets it to Birkinshaw by hand. There's Pitt there. He's a long way from goal here. So that's the only reason he didn't kick 20, Shane, because they've moved into the defensive area. Well, he's got Alice wearing him like a pair of undies that have just come out of the dryer, and this is probably his way of trying to shake that tag as Pankhurst gets the front spot here. They're double teaming him as Cookman wheels around, shows a good burst of speed, gets it to the advantage of Walters, sidesteps well for a big man, shows some agility. He's going to size up and kick himself another goal here. Well done. Left boot straight through, and that's pretty handy when Pitt is not in attendance in the forward line to have somebody of that calibre to finish off.
Yeah, it was really good, and for a big man, it was a great little bounce, and then really controlled kick.
Did it very, very well indeed, and showing a good development of maturity as a player, Walters. He just gets better and better all the time. He must have kicked a few by today. Is that 3 for him?
Oh, I've kind of lost track a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I always lose track.
Yeah. we miss Ash. We can't wait till next week. Need Ash Borg here with his notepad. He's got that discipline that
only a school principal can have.
Yeah, yep.
Back in the middle now. Still got a little way to go yet. I'm probably looking at another up to 10 minutes left in the match. And now Newstead tries to wrestle the ball clear. Still seeking that elusive second half goal, the Saints. I think they'll be licking their wounds from this one. They would have come in with a lot greater expectation than what they've been able to deliver, as Hayden's tackled and dispossessed of it. Miller just did not let him get past. I get the sense there's a few dropped heads out there for the Saints, and they've got to do something about that. But they will. I still believe they're a reinvigorated side this year, and they certainly have done it tough without their spearhead. If they had Hoffman up there just going goal for goal with Harrison Pitt today, geez, it would have been a different story, wouldn't it?
Certainly would have helped, that's for sure.
And we know Hoffman's capable of kicking a mountain of goals himself, but, you know, you take his regular anywhere between, well, he's going to kick 3 on any day, and you can kick up to, 8 or 9, and he's getting plumb delivery from a further developed midfield too. So, you take the likes of him, well, you take Harrison Pitt out of this side today even, it's half their score. Burns now, looking inboard, does the disciplined thing, finds Harrison Pitt. Harrison Pitt will line up for number 10. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. There'll be some celebrations in the commentary box if he nails this one. This will put him right in amongst the goal kickers for the year. A haul of 10 will be the second best score haul for the year, and we're only in round 3. So he'll kick it from just inside the 50. He's already nailed a couple from this distance. Very slight angle, and that looks very good off the boot. Without doubt. That is just clinical, isn't it?
It is, yep.
Goodness me, what a technique. If you want to know how to kick an Australian rules football, kids, and look no further than that, man. That was just an exhibition. So I forgot to go excitement.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
10 goals. That's a double bag.
That's
a double bag. That is outstanding. Yes. Mate, no carry on here. This is check-in luggage only. Too many bags. Great work, Harrison Pitt. And the fire definitely out of this game. But Harrison Pitt is not aware of it. So great tap down to Zach Stewart. That's a good combination when that happens. And he's got support there to help release the ball. He gets, was that Zach or is it his brother? I think it might have been his brother on that occasion. So the kick now, Hayden can't quite get hold of it. They're trying to get down low to get it out. Palmer comes in to help. What have we got?
Oh, another one down.
Oh, no. Who is it this time? Another leg. Is he right to get up? Is that Taj Knight?
57? Who have we got? 57.
It is Taj Knight, indeed. He's all right. He's up.
Yep, that's good.
All right, so he'll be okay. Maybe just a little knock on the side there. He looks like he's sore, but that'll be Taj Knight's day done. But he's certainly been a serviceable component of this machine again today. And just another terrific find for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers. Bit beyond Walker's grasp there, but he responds well and he dispossesses. He's done so well. They all took a leaf out of the Charlie Walker book. They would have been well served today. There's no doubt about that. Opportunity now. Trying hard. It's Stewart there. But they unable to do all the work himself there, unfortunately. And the Panthers exit the defensive line with some ease. Now Walters looking inboard. Grimmonley there on his own. Wheels around. He's got another option. Off the outside of his boot. He did very, very well by kicking it on the outside of his boot there, running that direction. He actually applies a curvature to the kick, which sends it into the advantage of that running player. And there's another goal.
Wow, that was a classy goal.
That was a great goal. That was Sam Ellis, I think, on that occasion. So Sam Ellis enjoying a couple of goals too, the veteran. Returning veteran, I think it was. I hope I got that right. We'll have a look at the replay. That'll confirm it for us. Wheeling round, hand pass inside, and I think it was Sam Ellis. You know what, Sam? Let's put it next to your name anyway. You owe me a beer if it's not you. Hard to tell from way back here, but
it's an even 100-point margin now.
Not what the Maitland Saints were hoping to crow
and
about.
At the 17-minute mark of that second quarter, it didn't look like it was going to be that way at all.
It's one of those things where the Maitland Saints were up, they were high, they were up and about. They felt confident coming into it, and it's hard to look at that result and go, well, where's the improvement? Where have we gained ground on a team like the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, who are the benchmark? And I hope they don't look at it like that, because although, you know, the scoreline certainly doesn't suggest that, there are factors and elements to the game that probably influenced how the score was able to blow out. But they have come up against the Panthers, who just found another 3 or 4 gears higher than they were probably expecting today. So the lesson to come out of it is that, well, we've got to find those gears too. So they might have improved with them over the first 4 gears. Got to find the other ones to go with them when Terrigal bring out the turbo, the afterburners.
Yep.
So, there's another under 18. That's he's not on the team list here, but that's Fletcher. His surname escapes me. I don't have him on the list, unfortunately, but I think last time I saw him was about 12 years old or 13 years old. So that's great seeing him getting his senior run.
Oh, what a goal from Miller. No, I think it was Miller. Oh, was it?
I think
it was Adam Miller.
Was it?
Yep.
All right, sorry, Sneaky. I nearly gave it to Pity for you.
We'll have don't. Pity's got enough.
No, yeah, absolutely. And Sneaky would have been stinging for a goal today after the chat last night. There he goes. Handles it, taps it. Roughed up, keeps his feet. Yes, relentless on that. Deserved a goal there. Second and third effort.
Did deserve the goal too, didn't he? Really well done.
Did. Nothing sneaky about it. Everyone knew he was there. Let's go back to the middle now. running down the last few minutes of the game here at Max McMahon. A disappointing day for the Maitland Saints in the grand scheme of it. I'm sure a lot of high hopes and expectations would have been carried into the ground. They would have been looking for a big performance. Even if they didn't expect a win, I think they were expecting for a real solid performance against the market leaders of the competition. And they'll look back on the tape and they'll find markers that suggest the improvement, but it won't make the loss any easier to take, that's for sure. So Hayes now launches it back in the direction of the Terrigal Panthers goal. The Saints want no part of it. Gaston has the ball now. Finds Stewart. Looks inboard. They're maintaining possession of the ball now. And now Stewart has it, of the Zach variety. Handball inboard. They're trying to set something up here. But the errant kick sees it in the hands of the Panthers. A quick exchange of hand pass. Chris Bishop, pinpoint accurate as usual. A little push affects the kick there from behind, but they still got possession of the ball. That's Borg this time. High ball to the wing. Up by the clouds there. Unable to bring it down though, but a sensational effort. Still with the Panthers. Whirling around. Shows that some depth at level of agility there was Walters. The umpire's blown a whistle now and there's a free kick ensuing. And Wellborn kicks out wide, finds Cornford. His kick is good. Inboard Latter now. So Oliver Latter, a couple of possessions late in the game for the Saints. They've coughed it up here, drop kick. Zach Stewart still running with that same level of ferocity and intent that he started the game with. Doesn't matter what the result is, and we just love that. He is a genuine jet. He's a champion.
And he did cop a pretty heavy knock there at one stage,
too. Yeah, he did. You can just see it. He runs with a ferocity, doesn't he, that just looks like he's going to break through a brick wall. Oh, high fly there. It was a good effort. Couldn't bring it down, unfortunately. And now the Panthers left to remove the ball from the forward 50, from their defensive 50. Long looking for Pitt. He'll mark that. No, he can't. Drops out of his hands. Ball at ground level now. Umpire blow a whistle.
With 20 seconds to go, that might have been Pitty's last chance to
Could
tie
be.
Van Stilton for the 11. He's not going to get the 11, I don't think.
I think, well, yes, no, I think you're right.
Oh, that could have been it there, couldn't
you're
it?
right. I think you're right, Shane. That will be all she wrote as the ball comes down to the wing. Oh, heavily met. I don't think there was anything in that. There was just a courageous effort. So is that Fletcher, the young fellow, he was met heavily there. Showed courage running back with it too. And that's the end of the game. And that'll shake him up a little bit, but he'll be all right. Tough customer there. And a lamentable day in the end for the Maitland Saints. There's no doubt about that. But for the Terrigal Avoca Panthers, a rejoicing moment. They were challenged early. They looked like a rejuvenated Maitland Saints were going to really test them for the day. But they kicked into overdrive. They clicked the afterburners on, and they were no match for them in the long run. 21-13, 131, 10 goals to Harrison Pitt. Second highest haul for the year by a single player, 4-9-33. A little bit for the Maitland Saints to think about, but I don't think it'll stem their charge forward. They are definitely on the up, and we look forward to seeing them next time. Shane Darwin, thank you so much for today. Another wonderful job by the Scene Productions. Thank you for joining us. That's the end of our Match of the Day broadcast. We'll see you next week and through the week with our various projects. And thank you. How good is footy?
This has been a Scene Production co-broadcast for the AFL Hunter Central Coast.